H. And this is discussion only, and Kyle, I'll ask you to give an update on the all-class reunion and the Traveling Vietnam Wall events. And they're pretty exciting, and so thank you for all you've done to help. And of course, Wayne in the audience.
Yeah, as events go, we're really ahead of schedule with this one. I'm sure there'll be a ton of things that'll come up last second.
Can't hear you.
What happened? Can you hear me now? Can you hear
Yes.
me now? Okay, perfect. I guess when I screen shared it switched back. So as for the all-class reunion, we finally have the poster done. We were waiting to speak with the Ely Volunteer Fire Department about the cornhole tournament and the location. And when I discussed with Craig kind of the gravity of the Vietnam Wall and why we were asking him to change, they went ahead and changed their time so that they'll have their cornhole tournament after the Vietnam Wall does their closing ceremonies. And so they'll still be doing it in the parking lot of the Volunteer Fire Department, but they'll be doing it after the wall is done with their thing. And they graciously offered that up when they heard the reason why we were asking for that. So the poster, the latest rendition of the poster is done. I think I just, we'll look it over one more time before releasing that to the public, but we do have a poster with the entire schedule of events. And we're working with the Vietnam Wall committee. We've done a couple things specifically for them. We've designed the rubbing sheet, so people can go and rub their loved one's name and keep that as a memento. We're also working on a marketing piece with their specific schedule with a little bit more description of what's going on and the importance of it and why. And then we're going to take those two schedules and we're going to put those up on, I guess for lack of a better description, placemats, kind of something that size so that you can have two posters side by side. And then we can put those out at every front desk. We can put them out in the restaurants, and we can just try to get those out so people know what's going on. And then essentially just all the normal marketing that we go ahead and we offer up. I know Wayne's been doing a whole bunch. Mike Craycraft is actually in the office or in the audience right now, and I'd like to invite him up to talk about what the city's doing to kind of prepare Broadbent Park for the event, if that's cool.
Can you have Mike sit and then speak into the microphone?
Good afternoon.
Hi, Mike.
Hi. Well, I was asked to come just to basically answer any questions you have. We're meeting with Hank Flair about the lights to make sure they're proper. With Mount Wheeler offering up their power plants for. Hank doesn't really want our lights to light the wall up. They're using the Mount Wheeler lights to shine on the wall. So I don't know, that was a big problem for what, I don't know. But, you got any questions for us?
Yes, Mike, thank you. So just to make sure I understand it correctly, it's going to be, I believe, they're going to bring it in from McGill with an escort on the 30th, I think.
Yes, Wednesday
and then
the 30th.
On the 1st,
Yeah.
and then Thursday the 1st, they'll set it up.
Yep.
And then it will be open to the public 24 hours a day, is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, and that's thus why we have the lights on, so it shines just on
Our lights will be just used for
And-
security.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, of course, I would assume they changed the parade formation area.
Yes, they're gonna go on the outside on First Street, Clark Street.
Okay.
They're just gonna stay on the outside of the park area.
Okay.
Bleachers?
Any other changes?
The bleachers,
I know there was a thing about painting the bleachers.
well, it's been done, they
That's
didn't
been
know
done.
that.
Okay.
It had been done prior.
And then,
Hank Blair's coming, I wanna say next week, and we're gonna kick on the lights and
Okay.
see if they need anything else.
and then restrooms and things like that, that's
We're
all
working
good.
on them right now.
Okay.
And they're actually gonna get some porta potties to come too, just to make sure there's enough.
Perfect.
Yeah, everything's going well, it's perfect. We have no issues whatsoever. We're
Well, we
happy to help.
certainly
That's what we like to
appreciate,
hear.
Yes.
yeah, we appreciate the city.
Well, it's
Yeah,
gonna be a
thank
really
you
good
for,
day.
hosting that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys need anything from us too, we're more than happy to help.
Cool. Cool. Thanks, Mike.
So you'll be in charge of all the trash cleanup, Mike, for
Yes.
around the Vietnam Wall?
Yep, we'll be there every day.
Okay.
It's all taken care of.
Any questions for Mike? Well, thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Any questions for Mike from the board? All right, hearing none, thank you. And if you don't mind coming and getting closer to it so that we keep up with this once you meet with Hank, and I know Vance and Huck are also quite involved, so just keep us up on it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Confusion.
Max.
Okay, is that all you have on that one, Kyle?
I do, just that we're working with them and everybody's happy in all the interactions that I've had, so, we're just looking forward to releasing that poster when it's ready to go, and hopefully that'll be this week.
Okay, and if we could keep this as a standing agenda item for May and June also, this item, so that we're updated separately.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to item I, discussion only, executive director's report. Go ahead, Kyle.
Okay, well, keeping with tradition, I'm gonna go let Errol go first. So I know things are looking good. I will mute myself and let him take the stage.
Hi. Okay, so as always, just make sure everybody can hear me. Thumbs up for everybody good. All right, cool. So before I get into the numbers and everything, so I did email, sorry I was a little late this time, I did email everyone my media report. So you should have it, and I know that Judy has a few out there for anyone who wants to pick any up. So again, before I get into the numbers, I just wanted to go over, so like we discussed at the last board meeting, we've made April mountain biking month. So we're just letting everyone know what we've been doing out here with our posts. So this month we've made Tuesday is always hashtag Tuesday, Trail Tuesday. Wednesdays we highlight a unique experience like the Trans Trails or our mountain bike mission. And Thursday has always been a photo of the day using some of the new photos that Beta MTB took when they were out here. So photos that no one's ever seen, and we're excited to get out there about mountain biking. So that being said, those have all been also all in conjunction with our usual posts and promoting of events and attractions and everything that we usually do. And that's been across the board, especially on Facebook and Twitter for those days with the hashtags. So now moving on to Facebook. Followers were up 95 with 5,824 followers, and everything's been up because we have been like boosting posts and trying to get the word out about our mountain biking trails, which Kyle can talk more about that. But our post reach was up 49%, our page likes were up 73%, our post engagement was up 18%, which is always great to see because you can post all day, but if people aren't engaging with your post, then it may not mean much. And our videos were also up 63% because also along with everything, we've been trying to share the Nevada Northern, the NORC, the Nevada Off-Road Challenge from Silver State Classic. So we've been posting their videos that they've made last year. We've been reposting them this year every single Monday of the month. We're getting prepared for that event, which is in May. On Instagram, we're up 30 followers with 2,445 followers. On Twitter, we've reached 359 followers. And our targeted digital through East River with our display targeting, our search retargeting received 167,700 impressions, 186 clicks, and a click-through rate of 0.11%. Our search engine marketing received 6,000 impressions with 328 clicks, and our site retargeting received 80,000 impressions with a click-through rate of 0.11%. Which again, the click-through rate, the average click-through rate is around 0.05 to 0.06. So 0.11 is really good, and we're happy with that. Our targeted YouTube ad received 45,000 impressions and 19,000 views, which is up about 1,000 views from last month. Facebook retargeting received 22,000 impressions, my bad I missed a zero, with 329 clicks. Moving on to the website, our top 5 pages were the homepage, the lodging page, and our third page was the Fierce Tears and Beers mountain bike enduro event, which Kyle will be sure to mention is sold out for the first time in the event's history, with 30 on the waiting list. Something around, yeah. Then the fourth most popular page, or the fourth most visited page was things to do, and the 5th page was mountain biking, which is really good to see because we have been promoting mountain biking every single day the whole month. And we had 86% of the visitors going to our website were new, and before, with the device breakdown, it's been typically even the past couple months, with people going about 50-50 on going on the computer or on their phone. This month, it was heavily geared toward the phone, with 57% of all the visitors to the website being cell phone users. Our page views were up 21%, with 2,861 page views, and the average session was up 5%, which is always good to see. It means they're staying and they're looking at our articles or website pages. Other updates. Looking at the calendar for events coming up in May, there is obviously the Nevada Open Road Challenge, which is the 14th through 16th. We have our disc golf tournament, the Save for Us Social, that will be May 22nd. And we're also looking forward to the Renaissance Village opening up this month, about mid-May typically. I need to reach out to Virginia and see specific dates. And we also got brand new brochures, and I didn't grab any with me before I came in, so my bad. But we have a brand new Baker brochure that we worked with people in Baker. And there's also a OHV guide brochure, which I believe there are a few out. Nicole's going to grab a few, I can hold them up.
Excuse me, the Village, Renaissance Village has been open on Fridays and Saturdays for a few weeks, so.
Has it?
Yeah,
Good
so,
to know.
yeah, you can get the hours out, you talk to them and get the hours out, but they're already open and giving tours.
Gotcha. I do have the hours, wasn't sure if they were open. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Nicole. She went and got the brochures. So here's our new Baker brochure. And Kyle can talk more about this because he worked heavily with Liz and Sherry and Tabitha over in Baker trying to make it, but you can see it's got little great pictures on the inside. There's a whole map on the back of the area along with guides and other things to help you out once you arrive in Baker. And then here's our new OHV brochure. So hopefully it is. I mean, every time we have someone come to the convention center, they ask for an OHV brochure and we finally have something to give them. So that'll be a big help, and it has a whole map on the back of that also. In other news, we had the Eastern Nevada Cornhole Championships this month on the 17th, and those were a huge success. Fantastic. We had some great reviews. Everybody wants more. And it went really well. We had a great turnout, and everybody had a lot of fun. I hope Wayne had fun. I know he's in there. And then also this month was, we had Rural Roundup virtually, and Ely was an outpost. And again, Kyle can go into more details about that. But one thing I wanted to mention was Kyle and I discussed how we felt it all went afterward. And of course, you know, we got some great new ideas from it and we did learn some things. But for me, it was, after a few of the presentations, it really seemed to like reinforce and invigorate what we're already doing and where we're heading. So it seemed to be really good enforcement of all the things we've done already, and it seems like we're on the right path, if anything. And then if anyone has any questions for me, thank you again, Caroline, for the Renaissance Village. Nope. All right, well then I'm gonna move over to Kyle.
All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me. So I'll just kind of tag on with what Aaron was saying. So the OHV brochure was perfectly timed. We have Meg Mueller from Nevada Magazine in town, and we are going to do an OHV experience tomorrow, and so she came out because they're going to do a highlight on ATVing, off-roading, and OHVing in the next Nevada magazine, or an issue to follow. So we're going to be hosting her tomorrow, and I'm taking her out with one of the rigs at Eastern Nevada Adventures. And the story in that one is the drivability of the town. And so we're going to leave right from Eastern Nevada Adventures. We're going to follow the city's approved route to get out onto dirt, and then show her how easy it is to leave right from your hotel and do that. So, and then just in regards to the Baker brochure, you'll notice it when you get one. It's kind of kitschy, kind of tongue-in-cheek. That was paying homage to an older brochure that they had that everybody in Baker loved, and so we tried to refresh that with new images and things like that while still keeping the kind of quirkiness of Baker. So that was good. From a director's report update, we're just trying to finish off all of our grants. All the brochures and all the material that we printed recently was all satisfying a pass grant. So what we're working on now is the visitor's guide refresh, which we're pretty close to getting the articles updated on that one. We've got all the information about the restaurants, the lodging properties, and the shopping. All of that has been updated to show all the new businesses that have opened up. Some new pictures where we needed new pictures, and some articles where the articles were dated. And then our cover image this year is going to showcase our dark sky and the whole astrotourism thing the state is going on. It's really hard to top the cover that we had on the past visitor's guide. But sometimes if you try to duplicate it, it just doesn't work out. So astrotourism is what's happening, and that's what our cover is going to showcase. It's a pretty stunning image. We also have, like Errol said, our mountain bike blitz is going on right now. We also got a grant for a ad in Nevada Magazine that Jade is working on, and then special events marketing, which is pretty much earmarked for all the marketing for our big events like the horse races, and any of those events this summer to help with posters. Unfortunately, it can't be video production, but it can be stories, articles, press releases, you name it. So that's kind of nice to have some money to let people know that our special events are still happening. With some of the other grants that we're working on, been designing two billboards. The one that's coming in from the west end of the canyon, that's pretty ratty and run down before you even get to block 1. And then there's the billboard in the center of town that's checked for a check. We've got some good designs for those. The one on the west side of the canyon is going to take on kind of more of a humorous kind of vibe, and the one in the middle of town is going to take on more of an adventure vibe, but we don't have those designs to show yet. Working with McGill to do a mural there, and I just spoke with Dolores Manchester and got the update from the town council in McGill about where they want their mural and what topic that they're looking for. And apparently that gas station on the north end of McGill is reopening this Saturday at 1 o'clock. They're having an official ribbon cutting, and it's going to be part food, part gas station. And the gentleman that's opening that is really gung-ho about putting a mural on the side of the building. So I think that's the direction that they're going to go. And then Baker is also getting a new mural, and are working with them on, they've already decided that their mural is going to be kind of a bristlecone, night sky, native cultural design, and they've already selected their artist and are working on that one. Sticking with the mural thing, we've got David Azuna, who we've used in the past to refresh murals like the United by Our Children. He's coming into town this week, and he'll be refreshing the Ghost mural, which is on the side of, I can't remember which block it's on. It's the next block over from Economy, but it's the one with all the labels and signs that have all been painted over years and years, so it's kind of like generations of signs on the side of the building. He's going to refresh that one, and then there's also the Basque Sheep Herder mural that's on the side of the Cruise Inn car wash, and that needs some love to it, so he's going to refresh both of those. We've got Eric Burke also coming out this week, and I was talking with Virginia about kind of the last 2 murals that she has in mind for the whole cultural mural aspect, and that would be acknowledging the Spanish and Mexican and Hispanic influence to our start out here, as well as the Asian influence. So those are going to take a little bit more time to come up with the designs and things like that, but I am working with the Renaissance Society on those 2 murals. And then also looking at the bowling alley for doing something really bright and vibrant. So that's happening, and I think, you know, like Errol said, there's a bunch of events coming up. These next 3 months are just going to be slammed with how busy they are. I've been talking with some hotel and property owners, and they're definitely starting to see the pickup of the leisure traveler as opposed to just relying on the construction. So with that, I haven't heard, you know, nobody's come to me about complaining currently about the construction. I think the initial shock is over, and everything seems to be, you know, moving smoothly. But I am working with Q&D on trying to be the liaison with the community to get information out. So as the project moves, changes, develops, traffic patterns change, just trying to keep the community up to date on why, again, we've got this short-term inconvenience for some long-term impacts. And I know I'm forgetting something, but I will just mention May 3rd at the White Pine Aquatic Center is the Northeastern Nevada Regional Development Authority's SEDS strategy update. So this is the comprehensive economic development strategy for the county, and this is a public meeting where everybody is invited to come and contribute to what they feel like our economic development strategy is. We kind of did one in the beginning when I was here, so that was about 3 years ago, and so it's just time to continue to talk about the progress and the update. So again, that's May 3rd at the White Pine Aquatic Center from 1 to 5 p.m. Don't be intimidated by the time commitment. So if there's nothing that you know that I forgot that I should talk about, I think that covers my report.
Thank you, Kyle. I do want to give a special thanks to Kurt and the City of Ely for the magnificent job they've done on all the OHV signs and brochures. And it's just really been thrilling to see these routes that they've established. So thank you very much, Kurt, and please pass that on.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to old business. Are there any board member reports? Marietta, anything up on the horse races?
Actually, yes. Part of the grant money that we get really dictates that we have to use it for advertising or promotions. So this year, for the very first time ever, we have been able to reach Wyoming Downs, which is in Evanston. Their purses are $1,100,000. They have an attendance of 22,000 people over the course of their races. So we're actually gonna be in their brochure, and we're very, very excited about this because there's a lot of horse owners, trainers, and jockeys that attend this. This year we're also doing something with Pocatello Downs in Idaho, and Mark Hansen is a major horse owner that comes to Ely every year, so he was very excited about that. We're also involved with the Quarter Horse Association in Southern Utah, and Elko also is doing that in conjunction with us. We had a big full page ad there. And Canyon Breeze, which is in Beaver, we also participate with them, and also with Richfield with Roger Ewell. So we're having our meetings. I'm working on sponsorships. It's all looking good. We're very excited about the future of it this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Marietta. And just to reiterate, the White Pine County, the White Pine horse races and fair will be occurring. We're not like Burning Man and canceling.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you very much. Ian, do you have any update?
Yeah, we can shed some light on Mr. Chonchus's question. Some of this has been kind of behind the scenes because there's a lot of work going on, but recently a white paper was completed that will be used in pitching potential investors. The short answer is that the consultant came out and gave us a resounding heck yeah. This is a great thing. Just to give you a couple of quick points that he brought up on his on his report. I'm looking to find it here, and I can tell you it's a couple very significant parts about just our specific area. Okay, so this is just our project. It's going to offer one of the largest vertical rises, more than most of the industry's most iconic resorts like Mountain, or Mammoth, Sun Valley, Squaw Valley, Jackson Hole, Snowbird, and many more. It offers over 3,000 acres of varied terrain, majority facing north. Ideal exposure for retaining snow, and preliminary layouts show half a dozen lifts serving over 50 trails covering over 400 cleared ski acres stretching over. Needless to say, it's going to be a pretty rad resort. If you guys are curious, I'll give you a quick summary of the guy that we look at this. His name is Tim Cohey. He's been the senior manager, CEO, and operating owner of various ski resorts for over 42 years. He was the president of Kirkwood Ski Resort for about 17 years. And for the past 11 years, he's been the owner-operator of China Peak Resort in the Central Sierras. So he's a member of the California Ski Industries Association Executive Committee, and let's see, I'm reading some of his bio. He recently completed a 4-year term as a member of the National Ski Areas Association's Board of Directors, representing Nevada and California. And since 2005, he's been a department head of the Ski Business and Resort Management Program at the Sierra Nevada University in Incline Village, Nevada, where he's basically teaching people how to run ski resorts. So the guy knows his stuff, and he absolutely loves the project. He loves everything about it. And so he took the data that was compiled and created a brief, what is this, maybe 6-page white paper that Kyle and myself and Bill Wolf are going to be using to approach investors and hopefully attract somebody to come out here. So it was, the amount of money that we've given him has been purely a small token of our appreciation. The man doesn't need our money. It's been a wonderful thing just to have him on board. It's kind of crazy and amazing we're even connected to him, but I'm very, very excited about the future of this project. It's very much looking like it's gonna happen. So we just gotta find somebody with some money. And you know what, in the grand scheme of things, we're looking at maybe twice the cost of that it cost us to just build our courthouse in terms of building this project, which in real estate development is nothing. So I'm pretty excited personally.
Thank you, Ian. Would you be ready for an agenda item at next month's meeting on it?
Sure.
That would be great. So Judy, if you could add that, a discussion, and it's not any action, but a discussion on the proposed ski resort in White Pine County, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, Kurt, any report, please?
No report at this time, thank you.
Thank you. I'd just like to say thank you to Wayne for organizing the Judicial Center tour tomorrow at noon, and I assume everyone's welcome. It is a magnificent facility, and really kudos to the county on this. And then for Wayne for organizing the contractors meet and greet tomorrow night, and that's at 6 o'clock at the Convention Center. And so that will also be very informative. Thank you, Wayne, for doing that. And then lastly, Kyle's already mentioned the SEDS update. And an updated SEDS report is absolutely important, and that's how we are eligible for our funding, like for the funding for the Judicial Center. And so it's very important to us, but it has to be listed in the SEDS. We really need to bring it forward with what our goals are for the next few years. So Kyle, if you could send that out to the board members, That would be terrific, the invitation, and even though it says RSVP earlier, please just RSVP to Fred Steinman.
Yep.
And in the past years, as Wayne will remember, running these SEDS, it used to be every week at 7 a.m. for as long as you lived. They would work on SEDS, and so 4 hours